Look, bro, it is much easier to fall off the horse than to get on it. Now, what do I mean by this? As you guys know, this can be a very personal video, by the way. I've been, working on, my habits, my daily habits, increasing my not only proficiency, effectiveness, but also just my overall health, right? And it had been going extremely great, right? But I had actually self-promote Bryce_Estelle. I've been streaming every day on Twitch at Bryce_Estelle, and I have a lives account. I'll put both in the description of this video. But I've been viewing what I've been doing the wrong way. Okay, now we're back to the video. Now, I would never encourage you to have an eating disorder, right? Eating disorders are bad. However, I got some very good advice while I did have an eating disorder from someone else with an eating disorder. Now, mind you, it wasn't good for the, you'll see what I mean. Okay, basically, the thing is there's a lot of people with eating disorders, right? Their whole thing is they don't want to eat, right? They don't want to gain weight. They want to have control over what they eat for whatever reason. Okay, there's a bunch of reasons. But there are people who will be like, okay, I haven't eaten in so long. Like say they may wait. And again, this is not a thing to do. This is not me recommending this. You'll see the point I'm making afterwards. But like say they go 3 days without eating. They're like, oh, I went 3 days. Bet now I can really, I'm going to go grab this like giant burger that I've been craving this entire time. And that person said to me, they said, never reward yourself with a problem. And I found that to be very astounding, because basically what happens is, that person, they don't eat for 3 days, which again, you shouldn't do unless you're doing it in a very like safe way, into like, people don't be eating for Ramadan or whatever. Anyway, the point is, be healthy. Don't do this. Okay. But basically this person doesn't eat for 3 days. And then, they pig out that 4th day because they're like, oh, I didn't eat all this time. And then they end up feeling horrible, or worse for them, but actually better overall. It can lead them to, continue to eat in more sloppy ways, okay, and lead to different health issues. Now, me personally, I have good control when it comes to stuff like that. That's why I almost died when when my disorder was very bad. It's kind of something that you just live with, once you get past like the main brunt of it. Like now I'm no longer on the verge of death, so I'm kind of good. But it made me realize something, because I would do it in other ways, okay? I'd be like, okay, this day, got a bunch of videos done. Now tomorrow I can kind of chill, right? Like that's the kind of thing that I would do. And back then, that's when things wouldn't really work out for me. Mind you, they were working, I was making however much money I was making, but overall, let me put the Chrome Hearts blue light glasses on. But overall, I would have those days, right? And then I would take the day off, and I would just be thinking about content the entire time. And then when I would like go to the next day, I'm like, okay, now I kind of have to double up my work, right? Like now, because I'm still being consistent, it's like now I have to work harder than I initially would have if I just did this shit every day. My point in saying this is, when I give myself a day off, when I'm not really at luxury to, or actually any form of day off, I'm gifting myself a problem, right? Because say even I have videos for 7 days lined up on all platforms. Like I'm completely fine. All I have to worry about is streaming every day, which I do every day on Twitch, Bryce_Estelle. If I take a day off, right, and just stream, then that means the next day I come back to record, I'm still going to overall have more work, because now I have 6 days left instead of 7 days left. Now, something that kind of clicked for me a couple months ago. Okay, a couple months ago, I was like, wait a minute, I like what I do for work. I don't know why I'm telling myself that I need a break, right? But the way it really came together here, because that was a minor thought. Okay, this is like a major thought that I had yesterday. Again, like I was going through, wait, did I mention? Yeah, no, I was going through a lot. I was afraid someone very close to me was in danger, that they may not have been alive. I was very concerned. So I was like, you know what? I've been so good. I've been eating like so clean, so healthy. You know what? Maybe I can like step outside the box a little bit. Now, mind you, I wasn't going crazy. But I'm like, okay, I can have some halal for dinner, and then I'll have some Mexican food for lunch, which if you don't know me, I usually only eat once a day. Once a day. And again, for around a month, it's been Chipotle, chicken, veggies, and lettuce. Only things on there. Occasionally I would put salsa on there, but I don't like the sodium in salsa, so I just ended up taking it off. And at first it was like, damn, there's nothing on here. What am I even consuming? But then it got to the point where I would eat it and I would be satisfied. And I was like, okay, that's good. And I would just move on with my day, right? I wouldn't put too much pressure into eating. Like I would just like eat it and then move on with my day. And then one day, again, it was another situation where I was like, okay, I've been good eating this. Let me get the honey chicken. Let me put rice and beans on here. Still didn't even put anything crazy on there. But when I ate the honey chicken with the rice and beans, woke up the next day feeling sick, not just regular sick, hungover. And that's how I woke up today. I woke up today legitimately feeling hungover. And I did not drink. Like I literally just ate that food that was less healthy. And I remember as I was eating the food, I was like, this is low-key not better than that other food. Like low-key, the chicken, veggies, and lettuce, that shit kind of just hit, bro. Like it hit better than what I was eating. And it sounds delusional, but it's actually true. Like I genuinely believe that. And it dawned upon me that a problem that I and a lot of people have, like most people would have, I say, is we're kind of conditioned to view things as like a punishment. You know what I mean? Viewing the hard work, I'm putting in of like making these videos every day as a punishment. Viewing eating healthy, not having anything sugary, not having anything too salty, too high sodium, like that's a punishment. When in reality, these things are the rewards. Like me eating clean, not only was my body getting in better shape, my face was slimming down, which I don't know, it still might be slim. Like I kind of have a placebo effect because I'm like, I know I had a bunch of sodium yesterday. I feel like it looks a bit puffy. But basically, my body aesthetically looked good. I felt better. Like, because I used to today I need the sugar-free Red Bull. When I was eating the, chicken, lettuce, veggies, I would just wake up and I'd be like, man, I'm waking up. But then like after a while, I'm just good. I'm moving, moseying on through my day. And it was a build up to get there. Absolutely, man. Like there's so many times where I'm like, man, I feel like it would go crazy if this meal had some beans and rice, bro. Because that's my body craving carbohydrates, my body craving certain sugars, craving certain sodiums, because that's what it's used to. But then it's like when I lock out for a second, I'm like, okay, let me go, eat this like less clean food. I felt like I got punched in the fucking face. I was like, bro, like my head is pounding. I don't feel good. This is horrible, okay? And you look at it the same way as, when I'm getting my videos done, me getting all these videos done, posting 9 TikToks a day, getting 1 YouTube video out a day. Money. Ooh, money is so good. It's like not only the money, but obviously I love what I do. I love creating content. I love talking on the internet. I love fucking yapping, dog. But it's like if I stop doing it for a day, again, like say I take a day off, that's a completely day of money going down. And bro, the amount of money on the internet that you can make in one day if you're a content creator, bro, it's like taking a day off is folding. Like yesterday, I literally almost didn't stream for the same reason. I was like, okay, maybe I'll just take a day off. But then that's why I did reaction content. And that reaction content, highest viewer count I've ever had based off that. So it's like if I waited to do that, it might have never hit like that. You know what I mean? I might have never seen that that's like an avenue I should explore a bit more. But again, taking a break, I'd have to do that to work harder the next day because again, money. I love money, especially something like this. It's like my output is directly correlated to my input. You know what I mean? Like this isn't something where I can go and like phone it in for a week and then I essentially have the same paycheck. Like no, I have to say things that are worth saying to you guys. Otherwise you're not going to tune in. You're not going to have a good time. There's no form of paid time off. You know what I mean? But then again, we factor in the food thing. I ate what I thought was going to make me like, oh man, it's going to be such a treat for me to have this halal, for me to have this Mexican food. But it wasn't because I was eating it. I was like, okay, like, yes, does it taste good? Of course. But does it taste that much better than the chicken, veggies, and lettuce? Honestly, it didn't. I was shocked. Like, bro, because at one time, literally, I love halal food, right? And I still do. But it's like, I thought it was going to be like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting like a month for this heaven. But no, it was just like good. It was just solid, right? But then I wake up the next day with a headache. I'm tossing and turning in bed because my head is pounding. Head foggy, can't think of like literally feel inebriated. Even after I ate the food, again, there's a feeling of bloat, but then I'm just like, bro, like I don't feel like me. I don't feel that I don't feel like I'm up to snuff. I don't feel like I'm at my best right now. And that's why it dawned to me. The problem is literally we think that these things are treats to us. We think, ooh, let me go get a sugar cookie. Let me get the sugar rush. We treat it like it's genuinely a treat, but it's not. We treat a day off like it's a treat when in reality it's not. Now, obviously I know not everyone's in a situation where they really love to do what they do. You know what I mean? Like not everyone loves their job, which I do get, which is part of the problem. Not that it's so easy to find a job that you love. But the whole if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life thing, that is a very real thing. And again, for me, it's work. For you, it may be this hobby that you're trying to make more than a hobby, or this thing that you're trying to take to the next level. And you're working on it consistently, working on it every day. And all of a sudden you're telling yourself, oh man, I need a day off. But then what does that day off do? Take you out the zone. Like say you're a painter and you're painting a bunch of nice paintings, you take a day off. You're out of the painting zone. And of course you could say like, oh no, I'm just like burned out. Like I need to replenish my creative juices. But it's like, is that really what's happening? Like, is burning out really a real thing? Like, bro, it's been it's been months since I first started. No, when I first started posting on YouTube, bro, I recorded like 6 videos in a day. And I was like, oh my gosh, what if I have nothing else to post? And that was before I ever posted daily. So it's like the concept of like, oh, burnout, you have to take a bit off to replenish your creative juices. That's not always the most real thing. Now, yes, like obviously like there's certain like life experiences that you can have. Like again, like you're a form of artist where like if you live life, like life will give you more inspiration, but work isn't getting in the way of that. But then again, say you're super passionate about painting, you love painting, you're going to go out, clubbing, barring, whatever it is that you're taking up the time of that you would usually paint with. you're going to be thinking about painting. Like, if painting is something you're really passionate about, you're going to be thinking about painting when you're at that club, when you're at that bar. And things, if you're in a situation where you're not, passionate about painting to the point where you're thinking about it when you're not doing it, what's the gap there? You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean, oh, like, you don't like painting as much as you say you do, but maybe you viewing it as something that is work. Like, oh yes, I'm working hard, so this is hard work, and hard work being associated with you tiring out, feeling bad, getting burnt out is part of the problem, that you feel like you need a rest day, but the rest day doesn't actually do anything for you. And it's like, once you master enjoying everything it is that you do, it gets to the point where, again, you don't want a day off. Like, I don't want there to be a day that I don't stream. I don't want there to be a day that I don't record and post a YouTube video, because not only do I enjoy it, but I know I'd feel much worse if I didn't get those things done. And now I have that same thing with food, because literally I tried twice. I tried, spicing up the bowl, giving myself the honey chicken. But as soon as I got used to that chicken, veggie, lettuce, like, I dead ass be craving it. I'd be waking up in the morning like, can't wait to have that today. And obviously, like, you don't have to have the same meal every day. Like, me personally, I'm just the same meal every day guy. But you know what I mean? I'm just talking about as far as like the general vibe of what you put in your body, because taste low-key isn't real. Taste is a very subjective thing. But what's objective is carbohydrates, sodium, sugar, things of that sort, calories. What's objective is, if you consume too much sodium, you will feel worse than someone who consumes a more proper amount of sodium. If you consume too much sugar, you'll feel worse than someone who consumes a proper amount of sugar. And I don't have to be a scientist. I don't have to do extensive amounts of research to do this stuff. And I remember, dude, I'll never forget, when I was a kid, I watched, I think it was like Biggest Loser or something. Yeah, remember? They had a bunch of obese people losing weight. I watched it with my mom. Basically, there was one challenge where if the contestants won, they had to get, like, the judges or the coaches or whatever they're called to eat junk food. Like, they had to eat like a greasy burger and greasy fries. And literally, I remember me and my mom were amazed when we were watching it, because those people, the coaches ended up losing. They had to eat that stuff, and they literally were trying not to throw up. And it was like it was played for last, but we were like, bro, what are we talking about? But it's that those people are genuinely used to eating so clean, like avoiding all kinds of like sugar, grease, sodium, all that kind of stuff, that genuinely made them feel sick. Like bro, the first time I had that honey chicken from Chipotle, it was the most delicious thing I've ever had. But then when I ate it in the bowl after I had just had like the chicken, veggies, and lettuce, it was like, it didn't hit the same. It was like, okay, like, this is like solid. But like, where was that magic that I had the first time I had it, or even when I had it in the meat burrito? And look, I know generally it's not that simple, but I'm saying, when you take these things that are objectively good for you, like work in some ways, healthy food, when you see them as a punishment, or, oh, this is just something I have to do, or something to get away from, like, oh, I'm going to do this until I can reward myself with this. And the reward is exactly the opposite of what it is that you're doing, that causes problem. Because there are other ways to reward yourself. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, you just have to do these things and just like never think anything of it, even though that would be good essentially. But me personally, my new rewards, I might start buying myself some more drip, okay, have more clothes. You know what I mean? Like, because that's something, not only that, like, I like that, I feel like I got something, but also, nah, I got small arms. But also, so I was like, wait, are my biceps popping? No, they are not. But also, it's something that motivates me to keep working, because I'm like, I'm going to want to achieve this again. It's something that's not going to make me fall off the horse, but rather stay on. Because again, like, it's getting on the horse can be hard. Like, again, like when I first started like recording every day, I mean, not gonna lie, again, I love what I do, but like, it was hard. Like, I would get tired. I'm like, oh my gosh, man, like, this is so much work. But now it's just what I do. Like, I'm in the swing of it every single day. Yes, this video's late, but that was because of what I did yesterday with the food. I got hungover. Just like when I started the food, it was a little tough. Okay, I was struggling. I was like, bro, like, this is not enough food. Like, this is like I need more stuff. But then the more I ate this food, the more I was like, wait, I don't need more. And that in and of itself became the reward. So my reward for the food, I don't know what I would do for that. It's not going to be something that's not that. You know what I mean? Like, my reward for eating healthy is not going to be eating unhealthy, right? It doesn't really make sense. And it's funny because naturally that's what we tend to do, right? Because it's like, we see this thing as the punishment, and we're like, okay, as human beings, let's get the opposite of that for one day. Again, that's what days off are even. But it's like, if you lock in and create different rewards for yourself, you can do this thing and not deal with any of the drawback. Like, your reward doesn't always have to be on topic with what it is that you're doing. Like I said, buy yourself something nice. Again, unless your thing is like, oh, I'm gonna need to work on saving money, then don't do that. But get yourself something nice. Watch your favorite movie. Take a, I don't know, something I know people are into. Take a soothing bath. Go get a massage if that's what you want. something that's not counterintuitive to your goal. Okay. A lot of people work in counterintuitive ways. Like, you don't have to, like, yes, you may be taking 7 steps forward and 1 step back, but eventually it's going to catch up to you. So just take 7, 14, 28 steps forward. 7, 14, 21, 28 steps forward, and then no steps back. Now you're 28 steps forward rather than 24 steps forward. And over an extended period of time, that becomes a very large margin. Now, whatever that reward is for you, that's off topic. Like, that's something for you to decide amongst yourself. But I just think that's a good idea. So yeah, that's the video. I'm editing it right now. I'm seeing it's like 15 or like 16 minutes or something. And there's some dude was in my comments. He was saying that all my videos should be at least 20 minutes. Sorry, bro. Sorry. Don't know what to tell you. It's already 8:09. I very much need to hurry up and get my stream started. But I hope this really brought something of value towards you, because like I feel like I very much stayed on topic this time. But like you know what I'm saying, like about the stuff, right? But anyways, again, not really state of affairs today. Very much in a rush. But thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, everything I have to say. I'm so sorry, and I love you. Okay, have a great day, night, evening, morning.